Welcome to Beyond a Happy Marriage. I'm Arcadius.
And I'm Monika.
If you are striving for something deeper than just a happy marriage,
if you want a relationship that's truly transformative, that leads to intentional living,
then this podcast is for you.
We are absolutely delighted to bring our conversations to English-speaking couples around the world. Hi, I'm Dr. Monika Dowejko, and I'm about to tell you something that might change how you think about your body entirely. For 10 years, an entire decade, I was failing at something that should have been simple: having a baby. PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. You might know it. You might have it. You might be sitting right now thinking, that's me. If you are, listen carefully to what I'm about to say, because it might save you years of frustration. I was a scientist, a PhD in reproductive endocrinology. I knew how the body worked. I'd studied it. I understood the mechanisms, the hormones, the cycles, everything. And still, nothing worked. For 10 years. But here is the thing they don't tell you when you're struggling with fasting, weight loss, with energy crashes, with missing periods. 72% of all fasting research, I'm talking about the studies you're reading, the protocols everyone recommends, was done on men. 72% on male bodies. And if you're a woman trying to follow a protocol designed for men's bodies, you're not broken. Your body isn't failing. You're just following the wrong instructions. Over the next 7 weeks, we're going to fix that together. But first, we need to understand why everything you've heard is fundamentally built on the wrong foundation. I want you to imagine something. You buy an IKEA bookshelf, but the instructions inside are written for a completely different product. They look similar at first glance, same basic structure, but the measurements are off. The assembly order doesn't match. The holes don't align. So you spend 2 hours trying to force the pieces together. You get frustrated. You wonder if you're doing something wrong. Maybe you're just not good at following instructions. Maybe you're the problem. And someone comes and tells you, those instructions are for a completely different shelf. That's where you are right now. If you've ever tried intermittent fasting and experienced energy crashes in the afternoon, disrupted periods or missing periods, intense hunger at specific times, brain fog, mood swings, weight gain instead of loss, insomnia, or just a bone-deep sense that something isn't quite right, the instructions you were following weren't designed for your body. They were designed for a male body. And your biology doesn't work that way. Here's what that means and why it matters. Women and men aren't just different in the obvious ways. Our hormonal systems are fundamentally different. And that difference matters profoundly when we talk about fasting. Before I go deeper, let me tell you why I'm qualified to explain this. I have a PhD in reproductive endocrinology. That means I studied hormones and reproduction at doctoral level. I understand the science not in a surface way, but deeper. But here is the more important credential. I lived this. I spent 10 years trying to get pregnant. Not 10 weeks, not 10 months, a decade. During that time, I read everything. I studied everything. I implemented every protocol that I promised results, and I kept failing. We tried medications, we modified diets, we tracked cycles. We were even in the early stages of adoption planning when I finally became pregnant. I'm sharing that not for sympathy. I'm sharing it because in those 10 years, I learned something crucial. The science they teach you in university lectures is only half the story. The other half, the half that nobody talks about, that's what I'm here to teach you. This isn't theoretical knowledge. This is a hard-won wisdom from someone who was desperate, who was searching, and who eventually understood why my body was responding the way it was. And the answer, fundamentally, came down to this. They'd given me a male protocol for a female body. No wonder it wasn't working. Let me teach you something that will change everything. There is a system in your body called the HPG axis. That stands for hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis. I know it sounds complicated, but stay with me. This is a feedback system in your brain and body that controls your entire reproductive cycle. It's like the maestro of an orchestra. It tells your ovaries when to do what, when to release hormones, when to prepare the uterine lining, everything. Here is the critical part. The female HPG axis is approximately 10 times more sensitive to caloric restriction than the male HPG axis. 10 times. Let me repeat that, because this is the foundation everything else builds on. Your reproductive system is 10 times more sensitive to not eating enough than a man's body is. Why? Evolutionary biology. Your body was designed to know whether you have enough resources to support pregnancy. It's a survival mechanism. If you're starving, your body says, not a good time to reproduce. That was smart when resources were actually scarce. But today, when you're just doing intermittent fasting to lose 5 pounds, your body doesn't know that. It just knows calories are restricted. Better to shut down reproduction. So what happens? Your estrogen drops, your ovulation delays, your period disappears, your fertility vanishes, your energy crashes. And you think, my body is broken. No, your body is protecting you. It's just protecting you from something that isn't actually a threat. Now, Dr. Mindy Pelz, she's done incredible research on female fasting, identifying that women's bodies can tolerate 6 different fasting lengths. Let me walk you through what those are, because understanding this is essential. The 6 fasting lengths for women. 1. The 12-hour fast, 12 to 12 eating window. This is basically overnight. You can eat dinner at 7 p.m. and then you eat breakfast at 7 a.m. Your body barely notices this is a fast. It's gentle. But, and this matters, it's not long enough to trigger autophagy, which is that cellular cleaning process everyone talks about. Now, second fasting, the 14-hour fast, 10-hour eating window. Now, you're getting somewhere. This is long, enough to start some metabolic benefits without stressing your body. Still very manageable for most women. Third, the 16-hour fast, 8-hour eating window. This is what a lot of intermittent fasting protocols recommend. This is where autophagy starts to happen. But, and I want you to hear this, this is also where many women start experiencing disruptions if they do it every single day. Fourth, the 20-hour fast, 4-hour eating window. Now you're getting into serious territory. This requires careful planning. Your body is working hard. This should not be done daily. Fifth, the 24-hour fast, once per week, a full day of fasting. This is powerful, but it requires knowledge about how to do it correctly and when in your cycle you can safely do it. And final, sixth, the 72-hour fast, 3 full days. I'm telling you about this because some women can do it. Some women benefit from it. But, and this is crucial, this should only be done during specific phases of your cycle and only if your body is already trained for it and you don't have any underlying health conditions that can prevent it. The mechanism behind why these work differently for women is complex. It involves how your body processes growth hormone, how your metabolic rate changes throughout your cycle, how your body's need for calories fluctuates. But here is the simple version. Your female body is not a smaller version of a male body. It's a completely different system. Understanding that changes everything. Let me tell you the story of how I discovered all of this the hard way. It was about 3 years into trying to conceive. We done the basic fertility testing. Nothing obvious was wrong. I sometimes ovulated. Our cardiac tests were fine on paper. We should have been able to get pregnant, but every month, nothing. I was frustrated, angry, confused. I'd been researching, obsessively reading every study I could find, watching every protocol video. At that point, this was about 2016, maybe 17, intermittent fasting was just starting to become popular. Everyone was talking about it. The research looked so promising. Fast for 16 hours, eat during an 8-hour window, transform your body. I thought maybe this is what I'm missing. Maybe if I'm healthier, fitter, more optimized, my body will finally get the signal it needs to reproduce. So I started fasting every single day, 16 hours consistently. It was a disciplined. I felt powerful. I was controlling something, finally, which felt good when everything else felt out of control. For about 2 weeks, I felt amazing. Energy was up, mental clarity was sharp. I felt like I was doing something. But then around day 14, things shifted. And my cycle, my energy tanked, and by 3 p.m. I was exhausted. I couldn't focus. I'd get irritable, snappy at Arcadius over small things, which wasn't like me. My sleep was interrupted, and my cycle, it got weird. I wasn't missing my period, but something was off. The luteal phase, that's the second half of your cycle, felt compressed. My PMS was worst. After 4 weeks, my period didn't come on schedule. It was late for 3 days, then a week. And I remember standing in my kitchen and thinking, what am I doing? I'm trying to have a baby and I'm preventing my cycle from functioning properly. I stopped the fast immediately. And that's when I realized I had the knowledge, the academic understanding, but I was missing the application. I was missing the wisdom. Because fasting itself isn't bad. It's not an enemy. But fasting without understanding how it affects the female body is like driving a car in the dark without headlights. You might do okay for a while, but eventually you're going to crash. So here is what I want you to do this week. And listen, these are simple, but they're important. Step 1. Start cycle tracking. Get a simple cycle tracking app. I recommend Read Your Body, but there are dozens. You don't need to obsess over it. Just mark the first day of bleeding, days you feel energetic, days you feel tired, any physical symptoms. You're not diagnosing anything yet. You're just gathering data about your own body. Step 2. Observe your energy. For the next 7 days, notice when you have energy and when you don't. What time of day? What phase of your cycle? Don't change anything yet. Just observe it. This is crucial. Observation without judgment. You're not failing if you're tired. You're gathering information. Step 3. Try a 12-hour overnight fast. Nothing extreme, just eat your dinner by 7 p.m. and don't eat again until 7 a.m. This is basically what you do anyway when you sleep. Pay attention to how you feel. Step 4. Comment and connect. Most important. Go to our website or natprofound.com or YouTube Beyond Happy Marriage. Find this episode and comment. Tell me, have you tried fasting? How did it go? What are you hoping to discover? What's your biggest frustration with your body right now? Your story matters. Your questions matter. This isn't me talking at you. This is us building something together. Over the next 7 weeks, this won't be an easy path. Not because the protocols are hard. They're not. But because changing how you think about your body takes courage. It takes courage to stop blaming yourself for what's not working. It takes courage to question the protocols everyone else is following. It takes courage to trust that your body has wisdom, even when that wisdom seems complicated. If you're ready to reclaim your agency, to stop being a victim of your body and become a partner with it, to understand that you're not broken, but actually perfectly designed, this is your moment. My name is Monika, and I cannot wait to go on this 7-week journey with you. Your body isn't broken. It's responding exactly as it was designed. Until next week, remember, you're not a smaller, weaker version of the male fasting protocol. You're a completely different system, and that's your superpower.